Crested Butte and also co-race director for the Elk Mountain Grand Traverse, and we're just here talking about the new reroute for the Grand Traverse. The athletes are going to clearly start in town at 11 p.m. with headlamps on and ski up towards the resort, up Painter Boy and down the backside of Gold Link, and then they're going to drop down behind the cat barn and down a groomed road down to the pump house in the valley floor and cross the East River and come up the other side about 200 vertical feet across up the hillside, and then at that 200-foot vertical mark they're going to contour across the hillside with their skins on. They'll probably put their skins on at East River at the bottom and then climb up, gain that 200-foot interval or contour interval, and then contour all the way across the hillside that you see out in front of you here, working towards the east and getting back onto Brush Creek Road. Athletes will encounter two decent drainages where they'll actually have to put in switchbacks or kick turns to get out of the drainages. And we anticipate this taking at least an additional 45 minutes for the top teams. Anything can happen, but athletes will encounter 3 additional stream crossings besides the East River. After the first creek crossing, athletes will come to Death Pass. You come to the second stream crossing, you carry on through, and then from that third creek crossing up to Friend's Hut is usually about another hour to hour and a half at least for most folks, and that's really where you get the athletes will first get their first exposure to the elements, because they're going to be gaining a ridge line, getting up on Star Pass. It's almost always windy. Dropping down Star Pass down to the bottom of Erie Basin and catching the trail. Once you get to Taylor and continue on, your next goal is to get to Barnard. You've got 3 big camel humps to get over. Coming into Barnard, there's a mandatory 10-minute rest period there. Expect 3 hours there from Barnard to the finish line, but it's very undulating, and it's always a question of whether to kick wax or put skins on and rip your skins for certain descents and then put them back on, or just leave kick wax on the whole time. But once you do get to the top of Aspen Mountain, you enter into the ski boundary, put your leashes on, and it's groomers all the way down to the finish line.
Okay, so here I have some mandatory gear for the Grand Traverse, and I realize that not everyone can afford or has the lightest gear. I'm just going to show you what I have and let you know that it's at least out there, and to be thinking about lighter gear than what you're thinking about thinking.
Hi, I'm John Brown with Team Crested Butte.
I'm Brian Wickenhauser, and we're here to talk to you about gear that we're going to use specifically for the Grand Traverse.
Like this Peeps is a beacon, of course, but I would never use this in the backcountry because of the transceivers it has in it. It's what I race with. So
shovel, mandatory gear. Really, probably don't go out in the backcountry skiing with this on your regular days, but for mandatory gear for the Grand Traverse, this works.
Everything else is like cut to code. They said you have to have a mattress, and I've actually cut this down to exact specifications, and then of course duct taped it all up so it's not going to unroll my backpack if I have to pull it out or anything like that. It's going to stay the same size.
Here the Grand Traverse is requiring a shelter. That creates once again a little 2-person microclimate inside the bag here. So John, grab that black. And if we're freezing and we can't see where we're going and we got to bivvy down for a bit, and boom, we're in our own little microclimate.
You have to have a sleeping bag or a down pants and down jacket. Just have a light down jacket. Get a Ziploc baggie and put it in there, and then duct tape the baggie up. Because even though it doesn't make it any lighter, at least compacts it into an area that it'll be small. Your backpack will be smaller, which is usually easier to ski and maneuver around. These camp made, and it's actually like your wind layer.
Layers are required a top and a bottom. This is a camp magic pant and a magic jacket. Another option is to have a jacket like John is wearing, the flash anorak race, and we might not start with it at the starting line, but by the time we get to Friend's Hut, we're definitely going to need it. The beauty of this little thing is that it just comes right out, and you can do it while you're walking on your skis, and it goes right over your backpack.
I'm notorious for getting cold, so these are like 800 fill mittens, but they have a little stuff sack, and once again they like stuff down into like an uber small little space, and they work amazing. And I usually use little liners underneath. It depends on what the conditions are like, and what I think. These are just Gore-Tex over mitts, and they also work amazing because then you don't have to switch anything off. You just have your gloves on that you're going to ski with, and then when you start to get cold or whatever, you put these on over top, and then when you like barnyard or whatever, you can take them back off and don't have to worry that much about them.
John's got a pair of these ski TRABs. I've got a pair of these camps on here, and they both have the same wind shell system. Definitely going to want to pull these out. These ski TRAB ones have the same sort of style where they go right over the top and create a mitten and a nice little microclimate to keep your hands or fingers really warm. At the Friend's Hut, I might even put on, I'll have this just hanging out over my wrist most of the race, and this is another layer it's a ski TRAB glove with some Primaloft insulation.
If you're going to be putting goggles on, you're probably going to need a light lens, so don't take something that has a sunny lens on it, a dark lens, because that's not going to do you that much good if it's whiteout conditions at 4 in the morning and you want goggles on. And this is my little bag of tricks. I have batteries. They say so much duct tape. Here's my duct tape, and it's rolled around like a little piece of tube. They say however many feet of parachute cord. And they say sunscreen, individual serving size, of course, because if you're going to put sunscreen on, you're going to put it on once at like 7 or 8 in the morning, you know, and then by the time you need more, you're going to be at the finish line. Go light. Like, you actually need to be able to, if you blow your basket off, it's really annoying not to have another one. So this is actually make sure it fits on your ski.
Freeze during the race, you can pull it out and you can put it in your base layer and try to warm it up that way, and that usually works pretty well. Speaking of the bottle, I also use a Camelback, and I just put it inside. I'll have 100 ounces inside my suit, and right here will be the Camelback nipple and everything, and it's all internally routed so it doesn't freeze, it doesn't come over my shoulder or get exposed to the elements.
The things that I don't skimp on, of course, well, I always carry the mandatory gear, but like an extra buff, because they're priceless. And something like this that's wind stopper, and it's just for your ears. Of course, my inevitable tow rope, and this, don't overthink it.
If one person's really feeling low, we will, for the betterment of the team, pull out a tow strap. And this tow strap is about 4 meters long, so we're not hitting our skis against each other. And if I'm feeling low, John will give me a tow. You almost have to use a 30-liter pack minimum. And the pack I'm wearing is my Grand Traverse pack. John uses the same one, and it's a Camp XL or X3 600.
You need to be able to get at your food and have it easily accessible, because if it's not, you're not going to eat and you bonk and everything goes wrong. I like to take like candy bars, Snickers, Twix, whatever it is, peanut butter cups, and take them out of the wrapper, and when they're warm, cut them up into fourths, and then take a couple and put them in like a Ziploc baggie, and don't, like a sandwich baggie, something that doesn't have like a zipper on it, I guess. And then you can put that baggie inside your pouch, and when you're going to get food, you just have to unzip this. And then I like Ensure or Boost, the stuff that's like the plus, because it has like 400 calories and basically a shot, you know, a little jar of it, a jug of it, and it doesn't freeze.
I tend to mix a little vodka in the goo flasks because instead of water, because the water will clearly freeze, but you want a kind of a liquefied solution with the goo. But so vodka actually works because it doesn't freeze and it keeps it a little liquidy. And I might try to go through 6 to 8 goos with that mixture, trying to get it liquefied, and I'll try to eat a full peanut butter and jelly sandwich, probably 2 to 3 Red Bulls, and maybe some ancillary candy bars, M&Ms, peanuts, stuff that's chocolatey, salty, and high in caloric content. Tends to work pretty well, and stuff that your body's used to while you're racing. I mean, peanut butter and jellies, I don't know, I just kind of go to.
I'll make sure that I eat something every 20 minutes because my body needs to know how to digest that, what it feels like. You know, like, okay, oh, it's been 20 minutes, put something else in my mouth. Okay, it's been another 20 minutes, put something else in my mouth. Constant input is a really good constant output.